to you live from U.S. Army Special Operations Command Headquarters here at Fort Bragg, and today is a big day.
Yes, it is the last day of the week. We're going to find out who won this grueling week of Best Squad 2025. These soldiers have been through the ringer and they are tired, but we are ready to show you some awesome stuff from this week and announce the winner. 8 teams, 5 days, a myriad of grueling events that these guys have been through. We know who won, the team knows who won. It was just announced not too long ago. And in just a moment, we are going to introduce you to them live. They're tired, but they're ready to talk to you. And let's first take a moment and look back at the teams who are competing and who the competition was this year.
First Special Forces Group. 3rd Special Forces Group. 7th Special Forces Group. 8th Psychological Operations Group. 95th Civil Affairs Brigade. 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment. John F. Kennedy Special Warfare Center and School. 75th Ranger Regiment.
There is no one better to talk about the results of the 2025 USASOC Best Squad competition than CSM Joanne Nauman. This is some of your favorite days of the year, correct?
Absolutely, my best week of the year. Out of the office, spending time with our soldiers who volunteered to be here, putting themselves through it. Every soldier came here to compete. Great job by every squad this year.
I know our viewers right now are thinking, okay, cut to the chase. Who's the winner? So let's let you announce who won.
So the winner of the 2025 USASOC Best Squad competition and the team that will be going on to represent USASOC in the Army's Best Squad competition is the team from 1st Battalion, 75th Ranger Regiment.
Let's bring you guys on in. Come on in.
Bring them in.
Okay, so you guys all just won. This is year 4 that you have won USASOC Best Squad, going on to represent our command in the Big Armies competition. Tell me how the last 5 days have been like for you.
It's been a great 5 days. We're very thankful for USASOC for putting on a great event. Everyone who came out to compete and was on our heels the whole time. It was a great competition. We had a great experience, and we're really excited to represent the 75th Ranger Regiment and USASOC at the HQ2A competition.
5 days. We're going to give our viewers a taste pretty soon about some of the events that you all have been through. It's pretty exhausting. But tell me, how did you dig deep during those times that really tested you? What did you learn about yourself? What did you learn about your fellow soldiers?
Yeah, so just looking to my left and right with my squad mates, I was able to dig deep. They encouraged me, held me accountable, and were just pushing me along the way. So the competition was there, and really just looking forward to getting back at training to prepare for the Big Army Comp.
How will you all prepare? I mean, there's a lot on your shoulders. You didn't win the ultimate competition last year, but you did the first 2 years. Is there a comeback in the works?
Well, we're just going to put our best foot forward regardless of what happened last year. We're going to focus on now, but we're going to take the rest of the day to appreciate this victory and use the rest of the time we have until the Big Army competition to prepare each other, especially for the board. And I think we're good physically because our day-to-day prepares us for that. But yeah, just making sure that we're there helping each other, getting ready for the Big Army Comp.
I want to get into real quick some of those physical stats because you were the first one in the gate for the AFT run at the end. What was your final time?
12:08.
12:08, and was that? Did you say that was one of your best times you've ever had?
Yes.
You gonna push that for the Big Army Comp?
Absolutely.
And what was your ruck time?
2 hours, 45 seconds.
That's what you got to beat Big Army. Okay, one last question. 4 years in a row, Ranger Regiment, the Tan Beret, has taken this competition. What does that say about the legacy of the 75th Ranger Regiment?
I think it just speaks to the legacy and the culture of excellence that's found in the 75th Ranger Regiment. Since the genesis of the 75th Ranger Regiment in 1974 with Abrams Charter, the Chief of Staff charged the 75th Ranger Regiment that wherever the battalion goes, it must be apparent that it's the best. And that's not coming from a place of ego. That's coming from just a culture of excellence just having your feet held to the fire every day and honoring the legacy of the Rangers who've gone before us. So we're proud and we're very grateful for the opportunity to represent our unit and our upper echelon command at USASOC.
Thank you guys. Congratulations. We're excited to see your train up, and we'll follow you at the big competition. Right now, we're going to take a look back at yesterday. That was the last day of competition, and after that, we're going to get some behind-the-scenes info from who headed it all up, Command Sergeant Major Joanne Nauman. Take a look.
I think the environment that we work in, it just breeds competition and putting your best foot forward every day, and that's what I think separates us from everybody else.
It's been an honor to be able to represent such an organization, being able to put our money where our mouth is, and being able to test the grit and perseverance of our entire unit. It's an honor to be able to perform for the men I work with.
I'm a warrior, member of a team. I'm disciplined, physically and mentally tough.
So right now the Army is undergoing some major changes under the Army Transformation Initiative. Across the squad, can you give me 2 of those changes? We don't do what we do without every one of your MOSs. It's not about any one population, it is all of us to get the mission done.
CSM Nauman, you just listened to the winning team, the 75th Ranger Regiment, who will represent USASOC at the big Army competition. When you hear these soldiers talk, their passion, what do you hear?
I mean, the first thing I hear is they don't show up for second place. Right? They are showing up ready to win, ready to bring the competition. And so I would just throw that out there to all the other commands, right? You better bring your A game because we're bringing our A game.
What have you seen throughout the competition? I mean, this competition has really represented so many different facets of what RSOF is.
I think the great thing, RSOF is not structured the same as a lot of the Army. And so putting together a squad for some of our units is a little bit challenging. We're more NCO heavy and fewer junior soldiers. And so I think, what I really saw this week was just the various units coming together, looking at the soldiers that they've got available and making a squad, giving them time to train together, giving them time to get to know each other, and watching how they come together as a team. Because ultimately, they've still got that pride in their unit, in who they're here to represent. And so just watching how that all comes together, it was just really impressive for me this week, and I got to give a shout out. The squad that came in second place this year was the squad from the Special Warfare Center and School, and the entire squad was kind of a hodgepodge from across their formations. And these NCOs and soldiers, I mean, they gave Ranger Regiment a run for their money this year. I was really impressed from day one watching the AFT, watching how well they performed. I kind of could see, man, this is a team that showed up to win, and they did ultimately, come in as the runner-up. But really impressive work by that squad this year, and by all the squads.
One of your favorite parts of your job, I know, is getting to share other soldiers' stories. And I'll tell our viewers out there, we had planned to interview the Ranger Regiment. Of course, we had planned to interview CSM, but as soon as she got out here, she wanted to make sure another soldier was recognized. Why don't you introduce him to us?
Yeah, so this is the best squad competition, similar to the Army's best squad, but there are events throughout the week that measure individual performance as part of that squad performance. And so at the end of the week, we not only recognize the best squad, but we also recognize the USASOC Soldier of the Year. And so the Soldier of the Year is here with us right now, and that's Specialist Manis from 4th Battalion 160th SOAR. And so I'd like to turn it over to you and Specialist Manis to talk a little bit about his story.
Absolutely. Congratulations. First of all, tell me, what was it like competing in this competition?
It was an honor, really was. It's people like this that I've looked up to my entire life to try to be like. I didn't really have a father figure growing up, so I looked at the military as like my one shot. So when I was able to join, I wanted to make sure I did right by everything. But being able to work alongside the Rangers and to see how they don't just work to the standard. They exceed the standard every day they show up. I wish there was more people who did that because it's so humbling to see, and it's awesome. I dig every bit of this. Right here at these headquarters, I feel like I'm on hallowed ground. Seeing every one of those names on the walls over there, knowing some of their stories, it's surreal to be here right now.
You coming from such a storied unit like the 160th, what was it like for you to be able to represent 160th and be the ones to kind of share their story?
Like I said, I'm honored. I'm very humbled. I'm just happy to be here, to be honest with you. I don't know what else to say as far as that goes. I love my unit. No suckers don't quit. We're here to provide the same promise to all SOF personnel, and that's that when they need us, we will be there to provide precision rotary wing support. So other than that, I don't know what else to say.
That was a great answer. Tell me about, during this competition, there was the AFT, the obstacle course, the ruck, the land nav competition. You guys were going back to back to back. It was exhausting. What kept you moving forward? What kept you pushing?
Most definitely my teammates, but the competition itself. Competition breeds excellence. So seeing all the other hardworking guys out there, knowing that we have to show up every day to put out just like they're going to do, that's what kept me going. Seeing my teammates in the morning, we're all struggling, knees are shaking, we're here to show up. So if they can get out of bed, I can get out of bed.
Last question I'm going to ask you. You talked about why you wanted to wear this uniform. What inspired you? What pushed you? If there's someone that's watching this broadcast right now that may have been in your shoes a few years ago, what do you have to say to them?
If you don't mind, I do have a long story.
Go for it.
So initially I joined the Army in 2018, and I joined to be a 12 Delta, which was a dive engineer, and I dropped out of that course, and it haunted me for the longest time. I was reclassed to an artilleryman, and I served out in Hawaii for a few years, and it felt like a prison sentence to me. The best part of the job was shooting the cannon. Other than that, I didn't enjoy a bit of it. I met my wife, had my first child, and then I decided that the Army wasn't what I needed anymore. So I thought the grass was going to be greener on the other side. So I got out for a few years. I was a plumber, worked my butt off every day, crawling around under houses and other people's stuff. And I thought about the military every single day. I thought about pushing myself better and harder every single day, not only for myself, but for my family. And so I made the decision, I'm going to join back in the Army. I'm going to change my job, and I want to go to Special Operations. So that's exactly what I did. I went straight to AIT from MEPS. As soon as I landed in Fort Eustis, I started dropping packets for the 160th because I wanted to exceed the standard. Everybody I talked to, I told them, you should come with me, you should come with me. They didn't do it, it's on them. I'm doing it right now, so I'm just happy because it's a dream. It really is. To be where I was a few years ago, to have gone what I went through, to be here today, it's a lot.
Oof. Any regrets?
Not one of them.
There you go. That's all you need to hear. That was an incredible story, and I see us telling more of your story in the future. Thank you so much, and congratulations. Thank you for your authenticity. I have no doubt that someone out there heard your story and it made an impact. We're going to take a moment to show you a little bit more of this competition, starting with day one. Bright and early at 5:30 a.m., the competition started with the AFT. Take a look.
This is about the squad. It's about the non-commissioned officer and the soldiers coming together as a team, using everybody's strengths and weaknesses to get them through all of these events and really figure out who is the best squad across USASOC.
I was just trying to get through everything as quickly as possible, help my squad get through everything as quickly as possible as well.
I've watched all of us push ourselves They've yelled at me to move the pace a little faster. I've yelled back a little bit nicely. They got a little mean with me, which I love. That builds that camaraderie.
Coming out here and putting one foot in front of the other, doing the things they know how to do, and not quitting. Just keep moving forward.
I hopped in the water today knowing that I'm not the best swimmer, and I gave it my all out there. And then with the obstacle course, I would have done as good as I did without my team.
You know, I've already seen amazing things here on day one as we've watched the competitors, some of who struggled a little bit with some of the events. You know, we had a pool event earlier. Not everybody's a great swimmer, but I saw every one of them get through the event by just doing it one step at a time.
All right, I'm here with Sergeant Major Kevin Fouts, and I see that tan beret. You got to be proud. The Rangers won.
Absolutely.
I didn't give the mic. We're already messing up. It's okay. How are you doing? This has been an amazing week.
It's always just good getting out, and I think a healthy competition just brings excellence to everyone and around it. I think you see them out there having fun within the squads, but then overall, just everybody within USASOC out there having fun. I mean, you train, and then you get to demonstrate what you can do and see how others do it. And I know there's definitely some great leaders in these formations, and they will be out here doing it again. Of course, being biased and accepting and expecting the highest of excellence from the Rangers, but everybody did exceptionally though.
I love to hear that. I know the people at home always hear, Ranger, Green Beret, Special Operations. They think, wow, it's something I could never aspire to. What would you say to someone who's watching this, who saw the Rangers won this competition and go, you know what, maybe I will sign up?
I think those are some key pieces right there of why join. If you want to be surrounded, especially for a Ranger Regiment, but I think within the Special Operations community, for sure I know you join and you want to come to Special Operations, you absolutely know that you're going to be trained to do your job, and you're going to be expected to do your job, and you will do your job. And you're surrounded by like-minded individuals who strive for excellence, to always improve themselves, improve those around them, and that's just contagious. And so, here again, that's why I was mentioning about the competition. You see the other squads. Absolutely, some of the teams came here and they knew that they were just going to be competing, and that's fair. Getting here and competing is still much greater than as General Braga said in their speech, is 99.9% of the rest of even USASOC. To get out here and compete is already massive, and it's okay to just get out here and want to compete, and again, like I say, demonstrate what you can do. And then there's teams like Ranger Regiment who every year absolutely show up. They don't expect to win in a selfish way, but they expect themselves to do the best and to always set the example, lead by example, and they always come to win. So,
how important do you think it is for the Army to have competitions like this? I mean, Special Operations is always fun to watch them. Everyone gives it their all. We are a people-first enterprise, and we always show up. We have resilience like no other. But we're going on now with the Rangers to represent USASOC at the Big Army Best Squad competition. How important are these competitions to show that camaraderie and that skill set of the soldiers?
I've really enjoyed seeing competitions pop up really from every CMF across the Army. There's there's comments. People of course will joke about it, because if it's not combat related, if they don't understand it, don't see it as combat related, they like to joke about it. But you know what? It's a proficiency that the Army needs. One that comes to mind, and be a shout out to the Army Rangers who won it, but best mapper. You see the comments like, what's a best mapper, haha. Well, that's a critical thing. If you don't understand the terrain that you're sending your forces out to, you're not producing a product or producing intelligence on that and then giving it to the rest of the Rangers or to whoever it is, whatever that combat element is on the ground, then you're putting them at risk, and you're also a less effective force. So anything from best mapper to all of the things that are not just soft related, but best sapper, you have plenty, you have a lot of great shooting competitions and mortars and a lot of combat arms things, but then they have a lot of really great competitions that are popping. I think they're absolutely necessary. It shows proficiency, it shows motivation, and it shows that people are doing their job. There's always the argument of course they're doing great. There's not a war to be had. Well, people that say that don't understand what's going on in the world, because those people that are actually winning it, I think they generally seem to have also a lot of real world experience as well. So they're proven, they're tried and true. They've got their experience that they were trained on, their continued development, intermediate and advanced skills. They get some real world skills supporting some missions somewhere, and then maybe in a rotation, in between rotations somewhere, they get out and compete against their other peers. And like I said, just continue to demonstrate excellence, and that will cause another element to improve and come back next year and be better.
I love that. One of the events that near and dear to my heart as an infantry guy was the stress shoot, and I love seeing someone not just do things accurately, but you have to be able to be accurate under pressure, under stress, and huffing and puffing in full kit. And talk to me about how important these skills are for the soldiers. Why are we evaluating on these things?
And that's a good one. It's not just an 11 Bravo skill. It's important to have stress shoots to know and really how do you perform any of your jobs under stress. And so how they do it, of course, it's not real world combat on this, but they're simulating it through events that get the heart rate up, that take your mind off things. You start breaking down internally and mentally and physically, and then you're still expected to do your job. So that's why whether it's a stress shoot or this week is stressful because it's 5 days. That from that very beginning, you start doing something physical and it builds on it. While they will get rest, that stress against your body and your mind continue to build up. And so each day, the stress shoot was not day one. And so they're already tired somewhat getting into it. And each day, you can see it in the competitions, the performance measures, you might expect somebody to do better, but yeah, they would if they were well rested and well fed. But any event where you have a stress event and then demonstrate proficiency is awesome.
Well, speaking of performing under pressure and stress, you won Best Ranger too. Tell me about that experience and what that competition's all about.
All right, yeah. So 2012, that was something that, yeah, I went in to win it. That was another Ranger thing right there. Like my awesome teammate, Sergeant Major, now retired, Pat Payne. We went in to win it. Why I love that event is just like the best squad is I didn't go in it by myself. It's an event where you go in with your Ranger buddy. It's a team event. Everything you do there, you have to ensure that not only look after yourself, but look after your Ranger buddy. And that's actually, the shared common experience, shared hardships. I have friends that I met in that competition. Have met some great leaders who I got to work for later on. Some of my favorite leaders. And that competition, 3 days, far less rest. There's no scheduled rest in that one. Thankfully, there's no board at the end of it. We would be a mess if there was a board at the end of it. I think my interviews at the end of that one showed that, not necessarily mentally there. But, that one, a lot of the same things that are tested here, whether it's first aid, whether it's shooting, foot movements, unknown events, just continued building of stress and demonstration of skills, and then doing it, as a team. So,
well, one thing I love about these competitions is it shows that training events can be fun, and there's something to strive for and compete against your fellow soldiers. So I want to take a look back at day 2 of the stress shoot. Sergeant Major, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Of course.
It's a good day because where are we?
Oh, we're at my favorite place. We're at the range. We're at Range 37 here at Fort Bragg.
Whether you came in through a professional and formalized assessment selection or you matriculated in and just were assigned to Special Operations Forces, I think the culture is selection's an ongoing event.
Cut!
I think it's important to continuously test ourselves. If you get too comfortable doing what you've always done, then you become stagnant. And we need to keep that edge sharp. Competition is one of those things that breeds excellence.
Go.
For special situations, the United States Army has developed the Special Operations Forces.
You're reaching deep inside you, the things you've never known. It's been tough, rough going, but you haven't gone alone.
We do more before 9 a.m. than most people do all day.
Be all that you can. You can.
Your Army recruiter can tell you how to qualify. Call this number toll-free.
They're all here to compete. Each one, whether it's an organic squad or a composite one, they each got their own unique story. They all could have said no, they all could have stayed in the barracks, they all could have said I could have, should have, would have, but they're here competing, smiles on their face, that's what it's all about.
This is your Army. It's important you as young people know what your Army does. I hope you feel the weight of that jersey when you put it on, because we're proud of it. That's what good teams do. All different walks of life, all different upbringings, and you sacrifice that and you leave that at the door and you put it all on the field. You respect the jersey. We love wearing this uniform. We love wearing this jersey. It's an honor. It's a privilege. Now, whether you play at the professional level or not, I want you to remember, we've got a jersey for you. Now, whether you study nursing, the arts, scientists, play drums, we got a jersey for you. Whether you're into robotics, engineering, storytelling, we got a jersey for you. And if you want to be on a passionate team, the ultimate team, and if you want to figure out what you want to do as far as being all you can be, we got a jersey for you. This here's a different jersey. This one's 250 years old. Protecting the nation day in and day out. This jersey comes in one size. It's legendary. And we got a jersey for you.
So you may be watching this broadcast and you might have a few questions about Army Special Operations and how you could potentially put on this uniform and be a part of our incredible enterprise.
Yeah, and all the people I've talked to who are in Special Operations have always told me that it's always that first step. A lot of people think they can't do it. Just make that first step, and even if you fail, you learn something about yourself and come back and do it again. All these people here at USASOC are really people-driven and care about the soldier and really want what's best for the enterprise.
There are multiple pathways you can take. You can become a Special Forces Green Beret. You can go civil affairs. You can go psychological operations. Earlier, you heard from a soldier in the 160th, his inspiring story. If you missed that, I encourage you after this broadcast to go back and watch the recorded version because his story was absolutely incredible. He said he has absolutely no regrets about striving to be the best, and that's what Army Special Operations is all about. So if you have any questions, if you would like to get in touch with an Army Special Operations recruiter, drop your questions in the comments and we'll make sure to get them to the right people.
Absolutely, and as you've seen all this week, it's about grit, integrity, and pushing through that comfort zone. It makes you a better person, it makes you strive to be better, but also it's surrounding yourself with people who also want to compete with you. This is what this week has been all about. These soldiers are tired, but they've pushed through that comfort zone, showing you the best versions of themselves. So if you're interested, let us know.
One of the programs that we have in Army Special Operations is the 18 X-ray program that allows you to go on a path to becoming a Special Forces Green Beret. You've seen some of those throughout this broadcast. They train out at Camp McCall. Special Forces assessment and selection is one of the most motivating things you'll ever watch. I've gotten to watch some of those candidates going through. You have to have grit, determination, tenacity, not just physical strength, but also mental toughness. Your body quits before your mind will. So if we're talking to you, we want you to listen to this next commercial.
The Green Beret, a quiet professional, the only soldier in the Army trained in the art of unconventional warfare, is made of grit, resiliency, physical strength, and mental toughness. It is because of these traits that I've seen men survive wounds in combat that would have killed a lesser man. The X-ray program is a direct path to U.S. Special Forces training. The first step is to attend assessment and selection, and we have a prep course to get you ready. Whether you're just getting out of high school, going into college, just graduating college, and you're looking for something with a higher purpose, the Green Beret is a mark of distinction and a badge of courage in the fight for freedom. Be part of that legacy.
All right, I'm here with the competitors from the John F. Kennedy Special Warfare Center and School. Guys, it has been a grueling week. How you feeling?
Pretty good, pretty good. We got some sleep last night, hydrated last night. Hopefully none of us fell asleep in the chairs this morning. So we're feeling pretty good today as we go home, and gonna take a little bit of a weekend and get back at it next week.
It's good to hear. What has this week meant to you guys? I mean, obviously you're competing with some of the best here at Special Operations. I mean, it's got to be fun, but also daunting, right?
It definitely meant a lot. We've kind of touched on it in earlier interviews. We didn't really have a lot of time to train up, so it was just awesome that we were able to come together, especially our junior guys. Showed tremendous like leadership capability, maturity to really just push through, keep pushing, and everyone motivated each other.
I love to hear it. What do you think was the hardest part of this week?
Definitely had to be the stress shoot, because we don't get the good amount of training for it. So most definitely, it was definitely the stress shoot.
How about you?
Stress shoot. If we get more training on it, it'll definitely be a more fun event than what it was. But besides that, none else is really that hard.
What was your favorite part of this week? I mean, it's kind of cool to be here in uniform, doing the thing, actually competing and you know, trying to best your peers. You guys came in second place, which, congrats, by the way. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Losing only to the Rangers, which, you know, the Rangers, we get it. But what was the best part?
I think the best part was getting to know each other better as a squad. Like we were the only non-organic squad, so getting to know each other was definitely fun. We found out how we work and what we all bring to the table, so it was good.
Now, a lot of the people at home watching this probably don't know what the John F. Kennedy Special Warfare Center and School is. When they hear Ranger, they hear Green Beret, they hear all that stuff. They don't really know what the school center is. So could you guys maybe talk about that a little bit?
Absolutely. So I won't be able to cover all of it. I can kind of cover our little pieces that we do. So we have our human resources right here to my right, Sergeant Brennan. So he makes sure all of our paperwork is all good, everything like that, from processing awards to getting people their leave time. I could go on for days. We have our supply clerks who not only make sure we have all of our equipment we need for the schoolhouse itself, including your SEER, your 18 Bravo committees, all of your special operation committees, your medics, goes down to going out to the Special Forces selection and assessment. And then myself, I'm a weapons instructor for the schoolhouse. We also have a weapons maintainer who ensures all of our weapons are fixed at all times, just to cover a few of the jobs that are held within our positions at SWIC.
Well, guys, it has been an awesome week watching you. I know we have lots of close-up photos, videos of you guys, you know, wincing and pushing yourself past that limit of comfort. So congrats on taking second place. I can't wait to see you guys out there again. And, you know, thank you for everything. I appreciate it.
He'll be here next year.
Hey, are you coming first next year?
Absolutely.
He's going to move up in position.
Yeah, so I should pick up this coming September, and then, you know, God willing, everything is okay. I'll be here next year as the squad leader.
Sounds good, guys. Well, hey, I appreciate it. Thank you for your time. We're going to throw to a full recap of the week, look back at what these soldiers went through. Here you go.
Give it to me, bro.
long week. There's a lot of events, most of them physical. Did our best. I think we did a decent job.
I've watched all of us push ourselves. They've yelled at me to move the pace a little faster. I've yelled back a little bit nicely. They got a little mean with me, which I love. That builds that camaraderie.
For the rest of the events, we know who's good at what. When we get out there, we know there's going to be medical lanes. I'm a medic, so take point on what you know, and everyone's just going to work together and do what we're good at, and we're going to do our best and hopefully take this thing home. So.
I had a little fire in me that I wanted to beat them. I think the environment that we work in, it just breeds competition and putting your best foot forward every day, and that's what I think separates us from everybody else.
Y'all came out here and you did a great job this week. And so I really appreciate what you do to represent every one of your organizations. And every one of you is a critical part of USASOC. We don't do what we do without every one of your MOSs. We all have a different part to play. And so thank you all for what you do every single day.
An incredible week here at Fort Bragg, testing the grit, the tenacity of our Army Special Operations soldiers. If you are just tuning into the broadcast on the tail end, we're wrapping up, but we've got to announce, if you missed it, the 75th Ranger Regiment wins again.
That's right, and we will see if they go and recover their title.
Not if, they will.
When they go and recover their
Absolutely.
title of Army Best Squad in October, starting here in Fort Bragg, and then moving on to the nation's capital in DC.
We have been so grateful to be able to take you on this journey over the last week. USASOC Public Affairs, starting with our Chief of Public Affairs, Lieutenant Colonel Allie Scott. She made this all happen. Our team has worked tirelessly, and thank you for coming along with the broadcast. But our command has allowed us to do this every single day, telling the stories of Army Special Operations. I don't take that for granted. Lieutenant General John Braga, CSM Joanne Nauman, they prioritize telling our stories, and that's important.
Absolutely, and that's one thing I love about USASOC is it is a human-centric enterprise, humans above hardware. And we've harped on, I think, every live broadcast we've gone on and saying how important people are to this enterprise. It cannot be done without this great group and culture. And I want to give a shout out to our public affairs personnel. They get some great content. If you want to see what they cover, whether it be photos, videos, head over to our Instagram and look at our YouTube, see all the awesome content we're putting out and showing you how awesome this Special Operations Force is in the Army.
Team has worked tirelessly this week. I want to give a shout out to our NCOIC Sergeant First Class Michael Sword and one of our videographers, Sergeant Landon Carter. If you go on our Instagram, you're going to see some incredible content. We encourage you at Army Special Ops Command on Instagram, but it's not just them. There's so many that I'm not naming, but I can't end this broadcast. Let's take camera 2 right now. We have Sergeant Verkaman, Specialist Chacon. He's behind the switcher over here. None of this would be possible without the talents of Specialist Chacon. He has figured out all the tech in the field, and that's not an easy task. If you saw us a couple days ago, we were live in the woods, okay?
Yeah.
This guy, along with Alan here, has made it all happen.
And yeah, and listen, obviously there's things that we figured out on the fly, making sure we can make do, but this has been an awesome experience and we could not have done it without these people. And if you want to see us do more of this, let us know. We want to show you more of what the Army's doing in this awesome way. And I also want to say a thank you to Lieutenant Sarah Morgan, thank you for what you do, because you've been awesome.
I appreciate it.
You're the reporter background. You're doing this better than me.
But that's what you can do in the Army. It's what you make it. There are so many different pathways that you can take, not only in Army Special Operations, but in this uniform. I encourage you to reach out to a recruiter. If we can answer any questions, again, drop those in the comments. It has been an honor to take you on this journey of the 2025 USASOC Best Squad, and stay tuned over the next couple months. We will take you along for the ride as the 75th Ranger Regiment prepares for the ultimate title of Army Best Squad in October.
We'll see you soon.
Ranger Regiment is a very competitive environment, and it is an environment that instills in everybody there to strive for greatness every day.